All right, everyone. Welcome to the Fireside Chat with Adrienne and Ken. Today, we're going to be talking about hydration. So,
Yes.
Ken, would you like to start us off with that?
Yes. Hydration is so important in exercise. There are several things that you need to that's important while you're exercise that you need to pay attention to. Temperature regulation is one of them. I live down south, so in the Houston, where it's 115 degrees in the summer and it's brutal, and you have to really be aware of your hydration, because if you don't get enough water, you're going to overheat. And sweating is a huge is the way that your body regulates your temperature when in a hot environment. And sweating works just to kind of recap. Your body sweats. Water comes out of your pores, and when it evaporates, it takes the heat off of your body. So you need a lot of water so that your body can do that. You need enough water that your body can do that. If you don't have enough water, you have more chance to overheat, which is not good. So dehydration, temperature regulation is important hydration is important for that. Cardiovascular function. Dehydration affects the blood volume, and which in turn affects the amount of blood that your heart pumps. This can make your heart work harder, which we don't want, because it takes down the efficiency of your muscles, and we don't want that. So we want to make sure that you have enough, water for that. It also affects your energy level. You don't have enough water in your body, it affects how you feel. So you want to make sure that you have enough water, to increase or maintain your energy level as you exercise. And joint lubrication. This is important, because if you don't have enough water in your body, the water in your joints, it affects that. And if you don't have enough water in your joints, you could be open for injury as you're exercising. So we want to make sure that you have enough water in your joints, or in your body, so that your joints are fully hydrated and you don't have any problems with that. How much water should you drink, and when should you drink it? It's always a question that I'm asked. And typically, you want to drink if you're going to do some high intensity exercise. You want to drink 16 to 20 ounces 2 to 3 hours before you exercise, and another 8 ounces before, about a half an hour before you exercise. Okay, that gets your body primed for so that you're not dehydrated before you even start. And then as you're exercising, you want to kind of sip water, maybe in between sets, or every half mile or so, take a couple of gulps of water if you're jogging or walking or so. And then how much should you drink after you're done exercising? You should always have at least 8 ounces of, but it does depend on the intensity and the environment that you're in. And a good way to figure out how much you should drink is weigh yourself before you exercise and weigh yourself after you exercise. And if you lose, then you'll know if you're drinking enough water in the first place while you're exercising. But if you're in a hot environment and you've lost weight, that's not fat, because it takes a lot longer to lose body fat than just a half an hour in the sun. It's actually water weight. When you're losing, you lose that weight. Don't say, oh man, I've lost a pound or 2 pounds. I exercised an hour and a half in the sun, I've lost 2 pounds. That's not fat. That's water weight. You need to replace that, and that's how much you need to drink after you're done exercising. So just weigh yourself. You don't have to do it every time. Just do it maybe once or twice, and then you'll know, kind of get an idea of how much water your body needs to replenish itself, so that you don't overheat and that your body works efficiently. So that's kind of how much water you should drink for exercise. What have you got for nutrition, Adrienne?
Well, it's somewhat the same, but I was going to say I liked the idea of getting on the scale after exercise, because a lot of times people, yes, to your point, think that they've lost a pound of fat, but they haven't. They've just lost water. and they are putting themselves in a dehydrated state that's probably going to leave them more prone to injuries. So that's not what we want.
No, we do not want that.
Because well, yeah, you can run more risk for injury, and then you're not gonna be able to even do your activity in the future. So
Right.
definitely, I was going to come at it from more of a sports beverage perspective, because a lot of the sports beverage companies are like advertising their 80s neon colored drinks. But most of the time, plain water is actually the best sports drink, I would say, because most of what we see on the shelves is not just electrolytes, which they'll, there's a funny idiocracy thing about this. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie, Brondo. It has electrolytes, but nobody knows what electrolyte is. Electrolytes are minerals. But anyway, so these sports drinks don't just have these minerals or electrolytes, but they often have extra calories, which we may or may not need, caffeine, and lots of artificial colors, flavors, sweeteners. It's not the best thing in the world. So for a lot of the casual exercisers of the world, the best beverage, of course, is water. And even for, the weekend only or the endurance athletes who exercise for more than an hour, an electrolyte replacement drink, you can make yourself, first of all. It can help avoid dehydration and improve performance, but you really want to make sure that you're getting something good and not just a bunch of artificial sweeteners and everything. Also, you mentioned before, you want to remember to drink water before, during, and after your workout, especially in hot weather and climates such as Houston, Texas. We don't really have, we have summers in the Midwest, but we're not always out there sweating at 115 degrees. So it's totally different. Now, some other signs of dehydration include things like thirst, obviously, dry eyes and dry skin, dark colored urine. So if you are going in there and it's like orangey looking, not a great, unless you had a B vitamin supplement. If you feel tired, other less obvious symptoms can include things like digestive issues like constipation, heartburn, urinary tract infections, weakened immunity, and weight gain. So not really great. As you mentioned before, it varies. What does one person need? We usually recommend about half your body weight in ounces just in general. But as you mentioned, you're going to need to replenish after you exercise. So again, we always say consistency, right? So not just consistency with your workouts, not just consistency with your nutrition, but drinking your water so that you're not just waiting till the end of the day, drinking 16 ounces and thinking that you've done a great job. Any other thoughts that you have, Ken, on proper hydration in general?
So that brings up a question that I had for you. So do you try and get your water more in the morning? You don't, like you just said, you don't want to wait till the evening or the afternoon or the evening to get your water. I found personally that if I wait too long, I have to get up at night, to pee, and that's detrimental on my sleep. So I try to get, done drinking the majority of my water by say 5 or 6 in the evening. So when I go to bed at 8 or 9 or 10, I've got 3 or 4 hours since I drank a lot of water, so that I'm not affected at night so much. So is that a good way to do it? Or so you should space it out during the day.
So what I do, and that's what I suggest to a lot of clients, because when we start upping their water, it usually tends to be at night that they remember, oh my gosh, I didn't drink my 70 plus ounces of water. I'm like, okay, well, now you're just not going to sleep very well.
Right.
So if you can divide out whatever your body needs, and of course, what you can do is not just pay attention to the color of your urine. You can keep a food diary, you can keep an exercise diary, and just be like, oh, this is what happened when I had 16 ounces in the morning versus 24. What do I want to do? I like setting alarms sometimes, or kind of like pairing it with a meal, but not at the meal. I'll have like usually like a mason jar, for example, and I'll fill this up a number of times during the day. Like you, I also try not to drink too much of it at night. I might have some tea to kind of just close down everything, relax for the evening, but I don't want to do like 50 ounces of water before bed. So as we always say, consistency, right? So let's just spread it out. Don't try to get your 70, 80, 90 ounces starting at 5 p.m. It's probably not going to work out the best for you.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
Any other last thoughts? I know we always say consistency.
Consistency. No, just try and pick something that you can do, every day, and just do it. So I know it's easier said than done sometimes. So
Yeah, and I'll put some, there's a watermelon lemon electrolyte replacement drink recipe that I can add to the link section, and an
Perfect.
electrolyte,
Perfect.
So that's something that you guys can do on your own without needing a sports drink, but to get some of the same benefits. So anyway, we will look forward to talking with you all next time. Please leave any comments that you might have, any topics that you'd like us to cover in the future, and we'll see you very soon. All right, stay hydrated. Bye.